Hello, everyone. My name is Ian Gonzalez, for those who don't know me, just in case. And I'm a third year mechanical engineer, and it's also my first year here at UCI because I'm a transfer student. I'm here to run for IVP. The reason why I want to run for this role, be in this role, is because the reason I stayed in this club was I enjoyed the community that it was a part of. And I feel like the IVP was very pivotal in maintaining that community. So as IVP, I want to enrich the community that I fell in love with for not only for the general members now, but also for our future members who will be coming up to Fusion next school year. Today, I will be discussing improvements that I would like to do in regards to the FAM system as well as internships. So let's start with the FAMs. Um, I got inspiration from Richard from this, but I want our primary point system not to be given through like mainly challenges, but through a checklist. These checklists have kind of like mini challenges or tasks to do. An example of this would be like go to Fusion Fit 5 times as a fam, go to study hours, like all little things that could be easily accomplished so that fams wouldn't be inclined to do it, be like, oh, we have to do this challenge for points. But it's so easy to do that it just comes naturally and it will increase the quality of the how it goes. Another thing I wouldn't like to do is limitations and how to get fam points. I saw that sometimes like when we get fams, it's 3 people. 3 people have to take a picture and that's how you have proof that you did the challenge. I want to limit that so that same group of 3 people can only do it 5 times. Therefore, after they complete their 5 picture limit, they have to reach out to other members of the fam, therefore diversifying and getting to know each other more. Finally, I want to be a member of all 3 fams or all the fams that are going to be created next year. This is so I can get personal insight on what it means to be in the fam and see what I can do to help improve. Next, I'm going to talk about internships. I believe shadowing right now could be improved in a little bit in the sense that I want the board member who is in charge to give them a one-on-one on what they specifically do so the intern can actually learn something in the end. I want them, it kind of gives like something to do because sometimes when I intern, not to call shade, but like I sometimes I just didn't feel accomplished, and with just that one teaching would help a lot. Another thing is I want to enhance the relation between IVP and interns, whether it comes to like um intern one-on-ones with IVP or just intern board meetings where we can discuss and give personal feedback and enhance the relationship between IVP and intern. And that's it. That's all I got. But I just want to finish off with a quote from my father. He said, "Vote E and G for IVP." Thank you.
Oh, that rhymes.
Okay, with that being said, thank you, Ian. Now there's a 5 minutes of time for anyone to ask Ian any questions. So Nick asked the first question. What would the program of mentee/mentor look like? And then we could start from there.
Okay, so for mentor mentee, I kind of like how it is similar. Keep it similar to how it was now, but maybe instead of being a challenge focused, go back to the checklist that I said for FAMs, so that it's easier to kind of find ways to bond. And I just feel like the goal of mentor mentee is to have a bond between those two. So if I don't feel like, or if I notice inactivity from the mentor and mentee, maybe then I can call them. Oh, like I can message them and talk to them about it. But other than that, just make sure that the bond is there. Yeah.
I have a question. Oh, could you hear me?
Yeah.
So hypothetically, if something happens with like fam heads or whatnot, how would you personally deal with like whether it is like a fam member leaving or some discourse between fam heads or whatnot?
Well, because I'm a member of each fam, I could easily kind of see the vibe of it, and if there is discourse, I can notice it. Then once I see that vibe, I can kind of discuss to both parties of the conflict and kind of discuss what's going on and how we can resolve it together. And just being there and having insight would help a lot for all three fams.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question.
Mhm.
What do you feel like was one of the biggest things that you learned this year coming into UCI that you feel like directly helps you with this position?
I felt like throughout my years, I wasn't very trusting of other people in the sense that I didn't really want to reach out for people and trust them and ask for advice. But through Fusion and getting to bond with people a lot better, I learned to really easily open up to people, and it's not scary to talk to new people. And I feel like as an IVP that can help because I learned that it's not too scary to open up to people if I put myself out there.
Okay, thank you. So Nick had another question. What other commitments do you have and how have you handled those time constraints?
The commitments that I had this quarter, this school year was ZotCon board as well as that. I'm still not sure if I'm going to be a ZotCon member, if I'm a board member here, but there's that. And also for school, I'm only going to be taking 12 units for the remainder, for the whole next school year. So it's easier there's less of a load for me to work with compared to like right now I'm taking 16. And with handling it, shoot, my bad. Just it's a very slow and steady race. I mean, I'm still working on it now, but just finding basically Google Calendars helps a lot for time managing.
I had a question.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Ayana here, who's here.
Hi.
So you mentioned how you were going to be a part of every single fam next year.
Yes.
How can you ensure that as IVP and as a fam member of each that you'll try to maintain and establish relationships between gen members and even like the board members that may be even in the fams? And how can you ensure that you won't be burned out from participating too much from whatever fam does for like their events and whatnot?
So even though I said I'm going to be a part of all FAMs, I may not be too involved in it because I felt like for IVP, I want to kind of like make sure the FAMs are running, make sure everything's right. I might join like once in a while a event or anything, but my main goal is to make sure that the FAMs are running smoothly over my kind of, in order to, instead of me being kind of like too involved. I mean, it's going to be hard, but I feel like once in a while I can talk to people and jump in. But the goal of being in all FAMs is just to make sure everything is working out well.
Okay, thank you.
So we'll have time for one more question. Go ahead.
It's kind of a mini question, but I'd like to build off of that. You said you'd be in all three FAMs. Does that mean you'd be counting yourself in, I guess, your checklist for each FAM?
I feel like I shouldn't count myself because again, it'd just be too easy for everyone. But it's still like something I haven't thought of. But I'm probably not going to consider myself just because I feel like it's just I'm kind of like a free pass. So therefore, I'm gonna not count myself for it.
Thank you.